Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let it never be said that I stuff around, because today I've got an unboxing of a game that is out of print. That's right, if you see this unboxing and you watch it and you get all excited about wanting to run out and get this game, I'm sorry to say you probably won't be able to. You may be able to pick up a copy on eBay or something like that, but I wouldn't hold my breath. I had to pick it up when I saw it at the game shop because A, it was the last copy that they had there, and B, it's obviously out of print, and it's a game by Stefan Feld called Notre, where you do not in fact play the hunchback, but each player plays a noble family controlling their own borough in the city of Paris in the end of the 14th century. So this game is a card drafting action selection game designed by Stefan Feld, who you may know he recently designed the sort of critically acclaimed game Aquasphere, which has become obviously very well received, but he has also designed a plethora of other games. So published by Rio Grande, Notre Dame, Power and Machinations in the Shadow of the Cathedral. So let's take a look at what we get inside the box. Now I'm going to take very good care when I unbox this game because it's obviously not an easy game to get a hold of. Cool, so we have our rules. Now one thing that's interesting about this is that the rules are in English only, even though the game itself is language independent. So I wouldn't worry too much about, if you can find a version, which version you find, because it's all iconography and everything on the game components themselves, and you can always just download a player aid or watch some videos to figure out how to actually play the game. Alright, so here we are, typical Euro-style rules, fairly sparsely illustrated. If you've ever played a Stefan Feld game, you'll know what's in store here. The two columns with the sort of bulk of the rules on the left-hand column and then short player summaries on the right. What's interesting about this game is the way that the board sets up differently for varying player numbers. Okay, not the best quality paper in the world. This feels very thin and it's actually quite see-through, but it should do the trick, and it's just a simple 8-page rule book with explanations on the last page about the two-player variant. The next thing you have is a sheet that explains the different person cards in the game, and basically these are sort of some of the this is part of the randomness of the game, is that every round 2 regular people cards and 1 special person card will come out, and they will give you various special abilities and that sort of thing that activate at the end of the turn. And in addition to that, they also dictate how many rats enter your burrow as part of the whole plague situation that was kind of happening at that time. In case you didn't know. Oh, there we go. First bit of punch on camera. So this is one of the player boards, okay? And so we have our punch board. Obviously not the greatest quality punch board. It's actually very, very thin. I'd say probably about 300 GSM, which is not great. Maybe less than that, 280. But basically, the player boards are so uniquely shaped. So I'll show you. Here's one. This is another sheet of punch board. Let me find another player board for you quickly. Here we go. What's happening here? How do you open? There we go. Alright, so there's the other player board. So you can see that it's this very unique shape. And the way you would change it up is you place a different central piece of the board every time. So this is for the 2 and 4 player game, the square one. This triangle one is for the 3 player game, and then the pentagon is obviously for the 5 player game. And you can see, in addition to all your player boards and the central boards, you get tokens and score tokens and that sort of thing. So let's get through all this punch board and see what else we have. So player board, player board, player board. So 5 player boards and then a bunch of tokens and your central tiles. We have a little Rio Grande catalog, which is advertising the latest and greatest games like St. Petersburg and Puerto Rico. So you can tell how long it's been since this box has actually been opened. Right, a little box of your standard Eurogame wooden cubes. They're actually fairly small cubes. So if you're really into this game, you could probably upgrade these components a little bit, but I'm not going to bother. You have your little bag of player pieces. So you've got your I think they're called trusted or valued friends, and then your carriages, which are these little cart meeple things. And then there's those in the different player colors. We have a few baggies at the bottom. We have a little plastic standee for the hunchback, who's on one of the punch boards. And then we have a shrink-wrapped pack of cards. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you get inside this long out of print classic Notre Dame. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff, because it helps keep the channel going. And if you did like it, please consider sharing the video, and if you really liked it, please consider supporting us on Patreon or making a small donation on PayPal, because that really, wow, that would change my life, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, that's enough of me fawning. I hope you enjoyed it, and Please, yeah, like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. I'm just trying to fill time as I close up the box. Hope you enjoyed seeing what was inside Notre Dame. Bye-bye.